I'm Ellen Saltonstall. I'm going to show you how to use some small rubber balls to release tension in the back of your hips. So this can really help with lower back tension, hip pain, and even pain that goes down your legs. It's really good if you've been standing a lot or doing an intense workout, say with a bicycle or hiking, any activity where you use your legs a lot. So the balls we're using are roughly the same size as a tennis ball, and they're available at a link that you can see down below this video. So we'll start by having me show you where the balls are going to go. They're going to start in the middle of each buttock, and then we're going to move up to the top and go across the top, and then across the middle, and then across the lower part. And we'll also be rolling over to get the sides of the hips. So this method is very slow. We put the balls in place and we settle onto the balls and then move very slowly. So let's try it. Lie down and bend your knees and just take a minute to breathe and feel that you're settling onto the floor. And then place the ball under the center of your buttocks. And again, settle and feel your weight release down into the balls and the floor. And notice what sensations you have where the balls are. Now we're going to move very slowly. So move your hips towards one side, just about an inch or so. And then slowly slide back to center, and then over to the left side, and back to center. And then we'll continue to go slowly to each side a few more times in this first spot. So as you go, you're feeling the ball touching different layers of muscles. On the outside layer, the large gluteus maximus, and under that, some other gluteal muscles, the medius. And then the deepest muscles are the outer rotator muscles, one of which is the piriformis. That muscle gets tight very frequently with sitting and standing. So it's good to work on it. Anytime you feel that the balls have slipped out of the place that you intended them to be, you can just reach down and replace them. So now try a pelvic tilt movement. So you press your sitting bones down and then press the waistline down. So that's a small up and down movement, different from the side to side movement. And then try any combination of those movements just to feel this spot. You're working in a small area, moving different directions very slowly. And then come back to center. And with your hands, move the balls a little higher. So now on the top of the gluteus muscles, near the bony part at the top of your pelvis. And again, you settle. And then roll your hips over to one side slowly. And back to center, and over to the other side slowly, and back to center. And one more time, over to the first side, and back to center, and over to the second side, and back to center. Now let's try a variation. Bring your right knee up to your chest, and roll it out to the side, and again, move your hips. So I'm moving my hips to the left, more pressure goes into the outer side of the right hip. And then you can do a small movement of your leg in the air. So you're right near a bony place that's called the greater trochanter of the femur, a place where many muscles attach. And then come back, and if the balls have slipped, you just rearrange them Bring your left knee to your chest and take it out to the side. And then do a small movement any way you can to change which part of the muscle is getting the pressure of the ball. And then come back to center. And now let's try it a little lower. So you did the center place, the piriformis, so go out a little wider than that. So you're partway down on the sides of the hips. And now move your knees both up to your chest and roll a little bit to one side and back to center and over to the other side and back to center. And let's try it with the legs on the floor. So put your feet back down, roll to one side, back to center, roll to the other side, and back to center. Now, let's take it to the lower part of the pelvis. So you're on either side of the tailbone, and there's a little area of muscle there between the tailbone and the bottom of your pelvis, the sitting bones. So start by just a simple roll from side to side here. Nice and slow. And you can improvise any other little direction of movement that you find you can do. And then let's try doing the windshield wiper legs with the balls in this place. So widen your feet apart and take the right knee down and across to the left foot, which will put much more pressure on the left ball right near the sitting bone. And just go back and forth a little bit across that spot, moving side to side slowly. And let's do the other side. So bring your left knee down towards the right foot, and notice then all the weight of your body goes onto the ball on the right, and then you just do a little side to side movement. So now you're getting into some of the rotators and the bottom of the gluteus medius and the gluteus maximus. And then let's come back and take the balls to the center place, or really any place that you'd like to do again, and pause and take a breath. And just reflect on which parts of the pelvis seem to be tighter and which parts were not so tight. So doing this work can really release the buttock muscles enough that you have more awareness of how you position your pelvis in daily life and in any exercise that you choose to do. So as you move slowly side to side or up and down, you're feeling more detail about all the muscles that you have in the buttocks. And then you can take the balls out and lie flat and just do little movements with your pelvis, see how it feels. And take a deep breath. And then roll to the side and come on up. So down below this video, you'll see a link for both the purchase of the balls, if you wish to do that, and information about how to get my book, which explains all the techniques in Bodymind Ballwork. Thanks for joining me.